for our fellow podcasters out there, or even people that make videos. If you have multiple people contributing, try to have more than one recording, because you never know, someone will get disconnected, or the recording will get corrupted, or other shenanigans.
Yeah,
you know,
mishaps like I just happened. Forgot to hit record. So
yeah, that happens a lot more than you think.
Definitely. So what's let me know a little bit about what you guys been doing tonight. What's cool or this week, Yogi? What you been up to this week, man?
Well, I first want to keep the hype train going with Extra Life. We're getting together some promotional materials with that. We rolled out some of the first few ones, and again, these are not they do not represent any kind of sponsorship or partnership, but like we're doing taking a lot of fan art and then like overlaying a call to action. Like we have one where it's like Ash versus Evil Dead. It's like, you could be a hero too. And actually, I want to change it to groovy. That makes a lot of sense. That's what I meant to do, but I was like, it just derped. But yeah, we're gonna do stuff like that, just kind of little fun things to share to make it easy to share with your friends,
Definitely.
And spread the word. So, we want to get the hype going as much as possible, so people can start thinking about donating now and then put the money aside. $5-10, if that's all you can do, that's better than nothing.
Right.
And then we're also gonna be approaching brands. I'm putting together the plan. It's gonna be launching soon, so that there's gonna be different incentives at different levels. So I'm thinking things like there's gonna be a really sexy brand page with all the people sponsoring us for Extra Life. There's gonna be a nice little like an animated GIF on the overlay when we're streaming, other stuff like that. There's a lot of things we do, like radio, podcast shout outs,
right.
Bumpers, all that kind of stuff. So really excited. Again, all information, geeky.net / Extra Life over there.
Definitely. Ginger, who are you talking? Ginger Ale. All three of us, or what? I know I'm not. I'm not going to be able to go this year, but I probably will be going next year. I know Yogi's not.
Hey, how did you know?
Because you told me.
Yeah,
or maybe I just assumed.
I mean, I was invited, but I can't do it. There's too much stuff going on right now to really hit the convention circuit the way we have in the past.
Yeah,
next year
we're hopefully going to be having some other things in order, to where certain people that are affiliated with us will want to go. Safe enough? Yeah, somewhere in there. You guys, yeah. Next year we'll probably be going. Hopefully.
Yeah, but if we do it, I want to do it big. Like have a lot of us from the community going, from the team going, represent the gang, in a big way.
Right. Well, and it won't be like it won't be something like I'll be representing me. I'll be representing the team, the org. So it'll be fun. I guarantee it. Okay, we'll take a swap. Yeah, definitely get some swag. Let us know. Like, write a little thing in Geeky Antics letting us know how your day was. You got any pictures? Post them. Blah blah blah. Because we'd love to know, especially from one of the fellow geeks. Like you are. Yeah. We'd love to know, because. Fatal, what have you been doing this week, man?
All the things. So just a lot of heavy focus towards org, obviously. Streaming, prepping for raids in World of Warcraft, been raiding. Let's see. Yeah, lots of housework. Focusing on trying to get a new hobby. As we know, I like to learn new things every 30 days. And so picked up a new hobby. It's pretty cool. There's speed competitions for lock picking. And so I'm kind of getting into that. I'm getting a starter set and some practice locks to kind of work on.
Is that it in preparation for the next BioShock game?
That'd be awesome, though. Interactive lockpicking in Bioshock.
Yeah.
The best interactivity since Guitar Hero.
But I mean, sadly, I don't think we'll have a Bioshock game ever again. But
Oh.
yeah, because Ken Levine, I think he was recently interviewed. He talked about how he wrestles with anxiety and depression, and he wants to leave it at a peak that it was, not risk ruining the franchise or whatever. It's like, it was a big reveal kind of thing.
I mean, Bioshock Infinite was kind of a close call. It got some pretty mixed reviews, and then people warmed up to it. But
yeah, I think the only problem with
it.
Infinite had fun gameplay, like some nice, cool things in there. But when it came up to the gunplay,
the no multiple ending.
No multiple endings. The gunplay was kind of weak. There weren't really the epic battles. There was a handful of them. The level of design was amazing though. Like that world was amazing. It just it was lacking some of the magic. But people still like it better than Bioshock 2, which I liked Bioshock 2. People were really hard on that one. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, the multiplayer didn't like. The single player though, I actually liked. Like, it still has probably one of my top 5 moments from a Bioshock game, which is when you see the world through the eyes of the little sister.
Yeah,
and you see everything that's kind of happening. I think that's pretty awesome.
Well, also I like the multiplayer because it was unique the way they set that up. It was an FPS without the gunplay. Really, like it had the gunplay, but that wasn't the main thing. It was like the powers.
Yeah.
So there's some different things there. It's just like Dead Space 2. That multiplayer was pretty unique, and I still think it's fun to go back to if it's still available.
Yeah, like if the servers are still up, But yeah, been streaming. Did some stream. Gonna be streaming more often. Actually, it's about to start being a main focus for me. So that's gonna be kind of fun. Gonna try and move to about 4 times a week for right now, starting out. Still debating what days I want to put together for that, because some days will work, some days kind of won't. I want to get a general idea with things happening, what I'm going to be doing. That'll be fun though.
Yeah, definitely. No, I'm really psyched about everything's coming back together. Everybody kind of took a little break, and now everybody's kind of resurrecting. But by the way, shout out to Ginger Ale. I want to make sure we spell her name out. It's Ginger with a 3 instead of an E _ale. The longtime friend of the gang, and she runs with our crew, but she's kind of doing her own thing like most everyone else is doing. So that's tough. It's tough to sync up, and I understand that. We'll get there. But I also want to remind everybody that if you're an Xbox Live preview member, you could join the Geeky Antics Network group, the gaming club on there. The clubs, it's kind of buried in there. I'm surprised it's not its own app. But if you go into the community tab, just hit right bumper like once or twice. I don't remember. You'll go over to community tab where all the usual activity feeds, all that stuff is at, and then there'll be like a section for clubs. They can join the club, and it's a really nice way to see what everyone's been playing, what everybody's looking to play more of, and kind of coordinate without having to do all the usual shenanigans of tweeting people, texting people, Facebook. I mean, we'll still do that. We just, matter of fact, we just relaunched one of our groups, and it used to be our group for Tom Clancy and a Division, just anything Tom Clancy, and really any kind of tactical shooter. But now we just made it to a general gaming community to kind of encourage more people to post and set up game nights and stuff like that. So spread the word on that. If you look up Geeky Antics, gaming community should come up.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, because I know we have the page, but the page is more for like news and like memes, and people for some reason are shy.
Everybody likes gaming with friends. So, make some friends, get gaming groups together. Like that's the key, right? I mean, to me at least.
Yeah, Well, that's the thing. Like I said, people are like, for some reason, when it's a page, people see it as a professional thing, and they're less likely to comment. But with a group, everybody feels more involved. So that's something I would definitely urge everybody to join. I need to make a short link for it so it's easier to find. Let me put a little new Facebook group. Make sure I don't forget Geeky Antics Gaming Community. We'll pimp that out. So it's, I want to get everybody else involved. So it's a simple opportunity. You see a meme that you like or a game that's on sale, you just post straight to the Facebook group. It's stuff that people are already sharing, and it's so easy. If you're already sharing it to your page, you just reshare it to all the groups you're in, and just do it like that, and then it just keeps the conversation going, So hopefully that create those kind of opportunities. The mobile app that we're talking about, that's still coming along. I had to push up the timetable. I was hoping to surprise you guys sooner than later, but we're working on the stuff for Extra Life, and that's got to take priority right now. So we get some sponsors signed up, some early donations, and firm up the team on that. And then we're working on some other projects too to make sure the bills are paid, because there's a lot of overhead that people don't realize. It takes a lot to keep everything going. So that'll take priority, and then we'll get to the mobile app, launch that, and that'll be another fun thing we can pimp out. And then that'll also integrate all the stuff we're doing on different social channels. And yes, good question in the chat. Do we have a Discord? Yes, we do. And if you put bang Discord or exclamation mark Discord, you'll see the Discord server. There's a permanent link too. Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, both of those links should work. Yeah, come on in, join us, hang out here, lurk with us. And a few of us have our own personal Discords. I know Obi has one. Cupcake Envy has one. I think Morgana might have one too.
She has one.
Yeah, I've lost track. So there's a lot of them out there. So we'll spread the love to everyone else too.
I am getting like everybody that's starting on like my battle.net, my Steam, everything, because like they can see like if they can import friends from everywhere to see if your friends have Discord, because they're trying to make it to where everybody starts using Discord. And like all my friends from battle.net and Steam they're like, I average probably 1 to 2 invites a day. Literally,
from all the Skype stuff.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I love Discord, but I have a feeling it's going to be like everything else, where everyone's going to be like, oh, this is the bee's knees, and everybody's going to move over to it, and then they're going to start charging for a lot of the stuff.
I have a feeling they're going to do that.
Be ready
too.
for that.
I honestly have a good feeling they're going to do that. But it's going to be something to where you either pay for. I mean, they're going to have a free version, I believe. I'm really thinking they're going to have a free version, so they're going to keep that free version. It's just not going to be like as good. Like, you won't be able to, make ranks, or you won't be able to do this or that or this or that. And people are just going to go back to TeamSpeak. If they got to pay for it, they're going to go back to what they know and what they like.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's the way it's going to be. But now, when they come out with video, that's going to be a game changer, and I see that being a good premium item. That's something that's worth paying a monthly or yearly fee for, because Skype is just too much of a resource hog. And video is expensive. Video streaming is a very expensive thing to maintain on the back end.
Depending on how much it is and how good it works. I mean, if it works really, really well, if it's the equivalency, and hear me out when I say this, if it's equivalent or better than what Skype is video wise, then it's worth it to me. Because the only reason
Skype set the bar low. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but the only reason that we're using it. Sorry, I gotta adjust my mic. The only reason that we're using it is because we use it because it's the only video service out there almost. I mean, you got Google Hangouts, you got other stuff and all that other, but you can't. It's if it's any way, shape, or form good at all, it's game on.
Yeah, And there's other alternatives to Skype out there right now. It's just they're either janky or they're not really supported anymore, or they have some weird, you know, revenue model that's just cost prohibitive. So yeah, the other thing about that is interesting. This is kind of a newsy item. I was listening to John Oliver, the show that he does on, is it HBO? I think, yeah, HBO. He does a kind of Bill Maher type of show where he just kind of does headlines and then just rants about it, kind of like Obi on the Pody, But it's like a half-hour show, but he packs a lot of content in there. And one of the things he's talking about is how like we're in an age of entitlement and it's hurting the journalism, right? Because newspapers have to sell out to people that turn the newspapers from something that's useful and informs the community to just cute puppies and people getting kicked in the balls because that's the clickbait, right? So it's just it's interesting because it impacts us because a lot of times we report things, we're a media outlet as well as a community. And the big thing that people talk about is like, well, are you really a journalist? And I think that's the interesting thing. Like, all right, well, because I always say, like, name something what it is. Like, rappers that mumble and don't have any lyricism shouldn't be calling their music rap. They should call it something else, make it their own genre.
Right.
And then, and I feel like that about a lot of artistic things. So you look at journalism, there is a responsibility there and a level of professionalism that not many people uphold. And I like to think that we report things that people want to hear about, need to hear about. We don't really do so much of the clickbait stuff. I mean, that's the thing you do if you want to drive a lot of traffic and just get nice vanity metrics. But, like anybody could be like 10 things you won't believe that celebrities did or blah, blah, all those kind of shitty clickbait things. Yeah, anyone could do that. But when you talk about the issues that are kind of going unspoken about, but people are thinking about, I think that's journalism. And I look at the physical newspapers. I think they still have a place because we've become kind of accustomed to getting our news for free, but the quality of news has dropped, dramatically. And then what little good news you find is all coming from like the same handful of sources, because no one's getting paid to do the work because no one feels they should pay for information. So it's just an interesting thing to think about because there is power. Content costs money to make. The time cost alone is huge. Then if you're doing research and really, backing up what you're talking about, that's huge. And so I think it's something really important for us to discuss and think about, for our fellow podcasters, our fellow, people, anyone that has a website, that runs communities, any kind of media outlets, content creators. I think it's really important insight there. And part of it is that people don't have the disposable income rather that they used to. But I think a big part of it is really the entitlement of why should I pay for that when I can get it for free? There's something to be said about paying for quality and protecting these things that really serve us well and are for the common good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Ginger, to answer your question, it would be smart to do that, and like he was saying before, I think with that, if they do a yearly or monthly, it would be like literally like $5 a month, or say $50 a year, something of that sort, be to where they're going to make their money, because people that want video, which, if you think about it, a lot of the podcasters that like to do, I mean, you guys see me here on right now, but like a lot of the podcasters, they want to have video so that they can interact and people can come live and actually see me talk and, make the funny looking faces and all that stuff because they really want it. Now, would I pay for it? Damn right. I would definitely pay $5 a month, or $50 a year or something like that. I pay $60 for Xbox Live. I pay $30 a year for EA Access. I mean, there's just things that you're gonna pay because you're gonna use. Keeping the rest free, I totally like what they have now. Exactly what they have now. Keep that free, and then cam, better. They'll give you the option for better, to have cam, better audio quality. Something special with the chat rooms and stuff like that. Then they just charge a few dollars a month, and they're gonna make a shit ton of money.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. Like, they're gonna definitely ease people into it because, again, it's an age of entitlement. We feel like everything should be free. I mean, like, I this month I've been dealing with several clients that, the common theme has been, oh, I could get my brother, or I could get my cousin to do that for free. Like, all right, good luck with that. Like, people devalue things so much because things like Fiverr exist, or you could hire someone in India. Or you can find a free version. There's open source stuff everywhere, and that's great. But
You're gonna get
if
what you
everything
pay
was
for, and
free,
you're not paying shit, so you ain't
yeah,
gonna get nothing much good.
Exactly, and not for nothing, but if everything was free, no one would have jobs. There wouldn't be any way to pay anyone.
Right.
So eventually, we have to let that weigh on our hearts and say, well, this is something I really get a lot of use out of. Let me throw a donation. Let me throw a tip. Let me get the premium version, even though I don't really need it.
Well, if people would actually think like that in the first place, because you think about it, if people would actually, and they see what we're doing with Geeky Antics, and you say, hey, I really like this, but people don't think about what they can do. It's, what can I get Yogi, and I'm going to use you because it's happened before. What can I get Yogi to do for free for me without me having to pay him? And it's,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, guys, it doesn't work like that. I've known Yogi for years now, and I don't sit there and say, hey, Yogi, can I get this for free? Like, he's a man. He has his own family, and the 30 kids that he has, he's got to support those kids. So it's something that, things are free, but only when we can make them free. We can't make them free if we're not getting any money at all.
Yeah.
And I hate to, I don't want to use Geeky Antics as like a, this is why blah blah blah. No, it's not that. But it's with what Yogi said, and every kid. Like, I met a kid the other day that he was riding down the middle of the road, and I just kind of waited. Usually, a year ago, I'd have honked and said, get the fuck out of the way, blah blah blah. Well, now I'm getting better to where I'm holding my tongue more. And basically kind of give it benefit of doubt, hey, he's being a kid, blah, blah, blah. And then he's just kind of doing it. Well, I stood back there for a few minutes. I turned my blinker on, where I was turning. And it was in my park, but yeah, I turned my blinker on, and he kind of looked back at me. And then he went the same way I did, stayed in the middle of the street. Okay, I'm slowly losing patience by this point. And slowly... starting to use profane words, only on myself. Like, I wish this kid would get the fuck out of the way, blah, blah, blah. And then finally, he looks back at me and smiles. Okay, I lost my shit. I rolled down my window, turned down my good song that I was listening to on the radio, and I said, get the fuck out of the way. And he happened to be in front of his mom and dad's house, where his dad came out. He was standing out in the yard. He goes, what the fuck did you say to my son? I said, tell your son to get out of the fucking middle of the road. And he goes, oh, wait, he was riding in the middle of the road? And all of a sudden, he just jumped like, get your ass in the house. Man, I'm so sorry, dude. Thank you for yelling at him for being in the road. I thought he was going to yell at me. I'm like, oh, crap, I got to, I'm just trying to go. I'm already in a hurry. I got to get side. I don't remember where I was going, and it was one of those days where if I was vlogging, I would have turned the camera around and it said, "Look at this dumb kid," straight up. And but his dad was like, "Thank you. If you ever see him in the middle of the road again, cuss his ass out." I said, "No, I'm just going to come talk to you because, I'm trying to be better. I have my times where the what to say, Jimmy." Says hi. There's only a few people that'll know that reference. But it'll be to the point where, people are not going to like me. I'm not trying to make everybody like me, but at the same time, I want to be agreeable. everybody. I want to, there you can disagree, but there's no point in argue just to argue. My wife's over there. My wife's over there, like, finally he gets it. But it's. I don't even know where I was going. Anyway.
Well, a little side note, I'm getting a kick out of another guilty pleasure, and again, reality TV show. It's Survivor season. I can't believe they're up to season 33. How's that even possible? But whatever. Millennials versus Gen X. So this is fine. That just cracks me up on so many levels. And of course, the millennials are like all like hipsters and super entitled, and they all work like these like really weird jobs. Like one of the girls is like, I play video games on YouTube. Like, of course you do. Of course you do. And there's not to knock that, but it's just like those are the people that are not really representing what we're doing very well, because they're like bragging about it. Like, yeah, I got a really cool job and you don't. Ha ha. It's like, oh God. Stop it. And really, you're not just getting paid no one's just getting paid to play video games on YouTube or Twitch. There's other stuff that comes with that, and that drives me batty too. Anyway, before I go off on that tangent, Obi, what do we have tonight on the show?
Tonight on the show, guys, we want to bore you with extra TV and fantasy football talk, because we're going to do it. I hope you're not bored. I hope you kind of get engaged and ask yourself questions. Maybe you can comment below, yeah? And while we're talking, even if you say, commenting, you guys are boring as shit during this segment, what the hell, don't do it again. Thanks for the comment. Say something to us, guys. We really want to know. So the news, we'll have a little bit of light news tonight. Fall TV is off to an amazing start. I haven't seen not a damn thing. We're going to talk about new and old shows on our radar. Find out in our WWBW and WWP. You know what? I hate this shit. We're going to talk about this segment we've been watching, what we've been playing. Did we mention Extra Life? Yep. You should join the cause, guys. It is for a great cause. We are going to be doing the Extra Life campaign this year, and we're going to be raising money for, of course, St. Jude's Children's Hospital, just because we think little guys need help too, so because they can't do it. If you are listening live, come join everybody in the chat rooms over at allgames.com and twitch.tv/geekyantics right here on Twitch. Better yet, come join us on our new Discord server. The link is in chat, guys. It is a permanent one, so you don't have to worry about that. By the way, if you're new to the show, welcome to the gang. Ooh, what's the gang?
Yeah.
The gang is Geeky Antics Network Global. The gang is what we lovingly call our community here at Geeky Antics. That's hashtag Geeks Unite, hashtag Modern Family. That has no freaking relevance to anything we're talking about geeks-wise. It does, I'm just kidding.
Sure it does.
I'm just kidding. This show is about you guys. Yes, I said it. Yeah, it's about you. Awesome geeks, gamers, and content creators that we help give a voice to, the little guy, and bring out new things just to shake it up. It's the same old thing every single time. It get kind of boring. I'd get bored.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah.
You gotta tickle the proverbial pickle.
Or that. HorsePLAY Live is where geeks come to play, and Yogi is weird. That's it.
I try.
We are the flagship talk radio show for Geeky Antics Network in collaboration with AllGames.com, Tangent Bound Network, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, and more. Our show covers all the aspects of geek culture with a special focus on indie and strategy games, technologies, rants, issues geeks face, and of course the community events we try to be a part of, aka Extra Life, or put on ourselves. Did I mention we rant a lot? Like, we'll just be talking about a subject, and then one of us, literally one of the three, because we all do it. Blade's not so much, but one of the three will just pop off and be like, you know what? We're talking about, ice cream. And you know what? Goats have really weird shaped hooves, and just go off on it. So if we do that, guys, please, we're sorry. We have to. Sometimes we even talk about tabletop and retro gaming and food. That just because. Why not cover more aspects of gaming? And who doesn't like talking about food? Come on. Except our bowling partner tonight. Our bowling partners got there, right? And you guys, it's the team is Take Two. Okay? You guys know my name is James, and Fifi's is Melissa. Well, our teammates' names are James and Melissa. So it's like, blah, blah, blah. And she's actually on one of those, in like a weight loss boot camp. And the first prize for this is it's like $5,000. Like, it's really cool. It motivates, get them to get back in shape, lose weight, do what they want to do so they can actually live a healthier life. Well, she was on like a protein bar and like almonds or something tonight. And I had the chicken strips with fries and cheese and, golden honey barbecue sauce. And then Fifi had a, what did you have? She had a club sandwich with fries, and then her husband, but not Fifi's, but the other Melissa's husband, had like a huge pretzel burger, mushroom and Swiss pretzel burger with fries, and every one of us ate it in front of her, and she was like, "Fuck you guys," straight up. It was funny. It was funny. Yogi, let everybody know a little bit more about the show, man.
Goat tongues feel weird. Just a little.
All right, good try. Good try. Yeah. Even though I said goats, or you could have used the frickin' cow tongue or something. You had to say goat.
They feel weird too. I was bringing it back to what you said.
So how do they feel weird? I mean,
you really shouldn't have a goat lick you.
Do you know? Where are you having a goat lick you? I mean, why does it feel?
That's for another discussion. But folks, we're live and uncut. We're a late night show. We're mostly unsegmented, unscripted. But
except for my parts.
Yeah, because Obi needs a little structure, or else he gets a little flustered and starts punching babies, and that's not cool.
Wait, no, I don't punch babies, man.
You have to think about it. You're like, wait. You're like, yeah. Wait a minute.
I don't punch babies.
Wait,
at least got to be one.
So people wonder, they ask, why do you call it horseplay? Why isn't it the geek culture show or gaming and other crap? Yeah, those would be good titles.
Those names were taken, actually. So
they probably were taken, at least at the time. But most of those podcasts, let's just be honest, about 95% of the podcasts don't last long. We stood the test of time, so there's something to be said for that.
You do remember who thought of that name, right?
We both kind of landed on horseplay.
I believe that we didn't land on anything. We landed on HorsePLAY. We landed on HorsePLAY Live because Miss Fifi Law thought of the name HorsePLAY Live, and we're like both, oh yeah, that sounds really great. So I just want to put that out there.
She said horseplay. We added the live afterwards.
Come on, horseplay is you.
See, I remember it distinctly. She did come up with it.
But
so we were saying shenanigans.
Horseplay.
We're saying, but I'm saying we're saying shenanigans. We're saying some other stuff like silly stuff. We were like, that doesn't really roll, and then she was like horseplay. They're like, that's it.
Exactly, she thought of it.
But that story just to illustrate that we just have fun. That's really all about. And it's a team effort. It's a community-driven thing.
Hey, Phoebe came out. Will you just let me earn my goddamn brownie points and shut it and just keep going with what we're doing?
I did. I said she did, and she helped us. It stuck. It's a beautiful thing because I can't picture us being anything else. Now, sadly, there is another horseplay out there, but it's by some guys in Scotland, but it's not even related. It's not even active. Like I found out after the fact. Like I don't know where they came out of because initially when we searched, there was nothing out there. But it was like a music group called Horseplay, and then there was like a podcast, but they're all dead. They don't count. We're the real Horseplay, like the real Ghostbusters.
You want to argue with me about came up with a name?
No, I told Obi. I
Okay.
already said I said he came up with it.
Oh, he didn't come up with it.
I said you came up with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's being a butthead though.
That's normal. All right, all's forgiven. I don't have to go crazy on
No, you don't.
you. You can handle it.
Obi's gonna feel left out.
That makes me nervous.
EFT 9000 has.
That makes me nervous when I'm listening to you and I don't have any way of hearing what's actually being said on the other end. And
we were totally plotting.
She was just like, "You can't handle it." I hope he can't handle shit because what are you talking about? Don't make me. I'm gonna have to kill Yogi now. Damn it.
Oh boy.
Fatal's just
BFT
over
also
there
wants to
laughing
make
his
sure.
ass off right now.
BFT also wants to know that Horseplay is also a line of horse porn. That is very important. We do get a lot of love from the furries and people into the bestiality and the bronies too. I mean, we got a very diverse audience. I gotta say, not that we condone those things, but we don't judge. Just doing it in your spare time, behind closed doors. No one's hurt in the process.
Wow.
Why not?
That's amazing. Don't forget, nerds. Horseplay Live is every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. GMT on Twitch channels Geeky Antics and simulcasted over on channel YogiZilla. Okay, for those that are feeling left out, nerds, geeks. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
And bronies.
I know the geeks are like, "Oh, I'm not a nerd, I'm a geek." Well, you're yes, blah, yeah, blah. Anyway.
There is a distinction. I'll accept either one though.
But we do simulcast it over on YogiZilla, like I said. But that's for those that are watching on mobile or that just have really crappy connections. Just because we think of you guys too. HorsePLAY is also available earlier on Thursdays at about 5 p.m. Eastern Time on the network that started the G4 TV All Games Radio Network, allgames.com. Now that's going to be last week's HorsePLAY Live replay. HorsePLAY Live replay because we've had to put live in there. Basically, today's show at 5 p.m. was last week, so this show will be next week at 5. If you did miss anything of this show, so yeah.
Well, technically, it's just Horseplay replay because it's not live. This is the live show.
But you said we stuck that live in there. That's part of the name. So I'm using it. That is
for
part
this
of the
show
name.
right now. Horseplay replay is its own.
Horseplay Live replay. That you said live is part of the name. You get what
Horseplay
I'm saying
replay
right
is the spin-off that we put on all games. It's the post-production repeat. The brand is important, and we can't call it Horseplay Live because not live. That we have to make a distinction for all games because a majority of the shows are live. So when it plays there, people are like, "Is this live?" No, it's a replay, so it's in the name. Yeah, think about all this stuff.
Okay, well, you need to be more. You need to think about what you're saying, because you said the name of this podcast is Horseplay Live. So therefore, when you go off and do a replay, it's Horseplay Live replay. Now, people don't know how to read or actually see the thing. I mean, that's just that's how it is.
But I wrote it for you verbatim. I put it for italics. Horseplay replay.
I know, dude.
It rolls better.
Will you?
I know you are. You being a butt.
Just not let it roll, bro.
Yeah. So do you have an Obi on the podium moment? I hear you have a rant for tonight.
I do have an Obi on the podium moment. Okay, now you guys know I am not. I love everybody or I hate everybody. It's either or. Okay, I'm not racist myself, and I don't condone it. There's no point in it. But the one thing that I cannot stand is just because I have, and I'll put this in context for everybody just because they're like, what the hell are you talking about? I have friends all over the place. Different races, different ethnic groups, different religions, everything. Okay? I have black friends, I have Mexican friends, I have Puerto Rican friends, I have white friends, I have Australian friends, I have Jewish friends, I have every kind of friend. We happen to be, me and a couple of my black friends, we were going out and we were just walking through the store. And we were in the, I think the produce section. And all of a sudden we hear a guy, just somebody behind us, yep, they're going towards the watermelon. Wait, what? And we turned around, or my buddy turned around, and he goes, what did you say? And he walked off. We knew what he said. But I don't understand. Okay, it honestly pisses me the fuck off when just because they are Mexican, or just because they are black, or just because they are Chinese, just because whatever, they like certain things. You stereotypical bastards need to shut the hell up and actually think and use your brain. Okay? Because guess what? I am one of the whitest people that you will ever meet in your life. And if you see me, I could blind you. I'm Seamus White, okay? And I love fried chicken. I love watermelon. I love Kool-Aid. I love chitlins. I love collard greens. I love pig feet. I love everything they love. It's because it's good damn food. Stop stereotyping people just because you think you know what they are, just because of what color they are or what race they are. That shit doesn't matter. God damn it, guys. I apologize for that word. But damn, dude, guys, come on. There's no point in it. Well, just because Yogi's Puerto Rican, does that mean he can make a good taco, huh?
What the hell?
I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, or you know what I mean? Like, just because like I have Mexican friends, just because they're Mexican, they know how to make tacos. That's not true. Just saying, it's not true. But
Word.
Chill out on the stereotypical bullshit that you guys are all putting up there, and I'm not pointing at one person or another. I could call this person out, but that's kind of bad form, bad etiquette. I'm not gonna do that. But damn, guys, chill out on that crap. Just because he is, I have several friends, black friends, that cannot stand the taste of fried chicken, that hates the taste of hot sauce, that hates that. Well, I don't know if they like it, but that don't drink Kool-Aid because it's got too much sugar in it. That hates greens because it's just, if you don't, for one, if you don't cook greens right, collard greens or mustard greens, they are very, very disgusting. But if you cook them right, they're just good, man. A little bit of saltiness, a little bit of flavor, savory flavor, and it's just, I gotta call my friend and get some made. Missy wants to throw up, but guys, chill out on that stuff, guys. It doesn't make any sense. Honestly, the more people, and it was another thing that it was on Facebook the other day, and yes, it was on Facebook. That was my first problem. But I saw something scrolling down, Black Lives Matter, hashtag, and it going off, and I just wrote in there, I said, don't all lives matter? And oh my God, I got 40 comments within 10 minutes telling me that I was a racist bastard.
Yeah, let's not even go down that road because that one is...
No, I'm going to go down that road because I don't understand. If you have information for me that will help me understand, please help me. I don't understand the whole movement anyway. It doesn't white lives matter. Who gives a damn? Black lives matter. Who gives a damn? Mexican lives matter. Who gives a damn? Chinese, all lives matter. I don't care if you're white, black, Chinese, whatever. It's not just one race. Because when you sit there and go Black Lives Matter, that means you want segregation. That means you want to make sure it's just one race. Okay, I don't understand that. And for those, I know for a fact one of you people that put a comment on Facebook is going to listen to this podcast because you do every week. And I thank you. I still love you. You're one of my friends, hon. I promise you. But it's not about me being racist. I'm not a racist person. I usually tell everybody, I hate you all equally.
Well, the assumption that you're racist because you're white and you question Black Lives Matter, it is in itself racist, which is the irony of it all. And
But it's
like
not,
I said,
how is it being racist? Like, they're like, oh, you're being racist and you don't even know it. Okay.
No, because if you don't agree, it's mob mentality. If you don't agree with it, then you're the bad guy. So it's like, hey, you have to like Obama because he's a black president. If you don't, you're racist.
Obama's, no, I don't like Obama because he's a bitch.
Yeah,
Straight up.
but it's
not because
all,
he's black. Because I thought George Bush was a bitch too. But we gonna get Katrina. They're probably affiliated with fucking Al Qaeda, right? Right? He said that shit on air.
He was an idiot, but I mean,
okay, I don't care who the president. If I think you're an idiot, I think you're a fucking idiot. Hillary Clinton, not because she's, and I'm gonna get called sexist for this. Fucking idiot. Donald Trump, man. Okay, Ms. Fifi said fucking idiot. Okay, I'm not necessarily now. I don't think the reason I don't think he's a fucking idiot to me is because he is a savvy businessman. He is at a point in the life of business that I want to be in. You know what I mean? It's to the point where,
well, being a savvy business person is not the same as being a good leader.
right.
The other thing that people don't talk about with Donald Trump, he borrowed most of the money to get started from his father. He's not a self-made rich person. That's what people get wrong. He had a lot of help along the way. In fact, he's in massive debt, which is why he does all the publicity stunts and all that stuff. A lot of his development projects that are built basically on equity. He's not cash. He's not liquid. I can't think of the exact word, but he doesn't actually have the cash what people think he has.
No, he doesn't.
His liquidity is actually shit.
He has the assets. Like he is not cash heavy. Like he can't, he's not like that. But you got to also, how much of his own money did he put to the campaign so far?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think it was. I don't know if it was Forbes or if it was one of the other. I know I was looking at it, but you're looking at before now. Okay.
So that's the notification that someone just followed us. Ice 12. See, now you get to hear it, Obi, when people follow us.
Cool.
Thanks for the follow.
He's under to the point where he's put over $35 million of his own money into this. And that's from a credible source. I'm not just pulling it out of my ass. It's from a credible source that he's actually pulled that much money off. So yes, he's in debt, but all his money is in his assets. He could go off and sell one of his buildings for $30 million and have it all back if he wanted to. But it's the revenue that's making him that $5 million a year.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's more to it too,
but he's that's not someone about putting our country in more debt.
That's not someone I would want to model my my life or business decisions after. He's not a good role model.
I'm not saying I want to model my life or business decisions after. I'm talking about.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying in general.
Some of the things that he does business, I think, is genius. Yes, I know he didn't start with. He's not a self-made billionaire. Okay, even Mr. Microsoft himself is not a self-made billionaire because he got money from his dad when he started all this shit. Yes, he did create a lot of this, and by creating this, he made lots of money very, very quickly. But guess who lent him the money to put those patents in, to put those stuff in that he needed to have the hundreds or thousands of dollars? His dad. I don't think there's really one person in the world that is a self-made money man. I mean, there are a few. They got their start from somewhere.
Yeah. We all have help. But I think we should move on to the news before we go off on any more rants
We
there.
And now, it's time for the obligatory news and rants.
Ding! That was pretty good. I like that.
You like that, Echo? Yeah.
It tickled my ear holes.
I thought you'd like it. I don't know. I have to
Very,
listen to it
very
yet.
pleased. So we're gonna try to go through these quickly. Some of them are rant worthy. Then maybe we'll talk briefly about some deals, fantasy football, some TV, and that's probably all we have time for tonight. We got a lot of rants today, but that's good. That's part of the fun.
Well, we gotta.
So first headline. I don't know if you guys saw this on the Facebook page, on our Facebook page, facebook.com/geeky antics. Make sure you like and subscribe to our news notifications so they come up in your feed. But Japan's population is apparently in danger due to a greater number of single people and virgins than ever, or at least in the past. I think they said the past 40, 50 years. The people are not interested in having children. They're virgins. They're happy being single, and it's just an overall trend. And they also reported this over on the All Games Facebook community hub. And people say, well, it's based on a survey, and people lie on surveys. Yeah, but no matter how much people lie, it still shows a cultural difference. Like here in the States, we're all about, it's collecting things and acting like we're a big deal. So it's all about, sex and violence, and rock and roll kind of thing, or hip hop if you're more that kind of person. But most people in the United States brag about how often they got laid or when the last time they got laid, and in Japan, it's pretty much the opposite. Like I have Japanese friends that are single and they're in their 40s, 50s, 60s, and they're perfectly happy with it, and it doesn't bother them. And I even try to hook them up, and they're like, nah, I'm good. Like, that's just their mindset somewhere else. And it is a cultural difference. And it's not a stereotype. It's not generalizing, but there is an important thing to note there with the cultural differences. So just check out the article. It was on the Washington Post. We saw it reported. In fact, the Japanese government is actually creating incentives for people to have children, which is interesting. I almost feel like they should do that here, having incentives for not having children, because some people have no business having kids. I'm sorry. There's just some ghetto people that they just want that tax break, and they can't afford it, and it becomes a taxpayer's burden. And I don't want to sound grimy. Children are a blessing, but there's just some people that just have no business raising children because they just put them in front of a TV and ignore them and let them do whatever they want. That's not parenting. I'm sorry. That's going on autopilot. That's another rant, though. So anyway, check out the article. It's very interesting. I'm always intrigued by Japanese culture, and it's just really interesting how a culture that we are so connected with and so into is so starkly different from our own. As modern as they are, in so many aspects, they still have very conservative aspects in their culture. Some very interesting discussions to be had there, I think. Apple fans are still taking pot shots at Android due to the recent Samsung Galaxy Note 7 recall. All the memes are out, exploding phones, people, burnt faces. They had what was his Two-Face and all these different horror stills turned into memes, and it's like, ha, funny. But people they're really overreacting to this. Like, see, don't buy Samsung phone. Oh, don't buy Androids. iPhone's better. It's like, come on. You know what? Personally, I'm just gonna say I'd rather have a phone blow up in my face than go to an iPhone. There you go.
Dude, I know Fifi loves her iPhone. She loves her iPad. We're gonna end up getting her a MacBook. So then, like, because the reason she likes it, from what I know, like, the reason she likes it is, like, everything is, no matter what device she's on, it's all in the same exact spot. All Apple. I mean, I know you can do that with some of your other stuff with your, like, an Android and then a tablet and stuff like that, but Apple, it just makes it so much better. Now, am I ever gonna get? I mean, I tried the i6s when it first came out, and I think I had it for 3 weeks, 2 weeks. No, I'm sorry, 3 days. And I went and took it back. And so, since I was under the 14-day return policy, I basically gave it back to him. Traded. I mean, it was brand new stuff. Nothing happened. And I traded it back to him, and I said, I want this one. And then that's when I got my new HTC. But it's not that HTC is just better in my, well, it is better in my eyes, but like it's not that point at all. It's like I've tried Apple. I've tried to, that's the reason I don't want an iPad. I want a Microsoft tablet because Apple is just not for me, and that's just some people. Like I said, she loves it. I know plenty of other people that I know. Syndicate. You guys know Syndicate from England. He goes by Apple 124/7. 120. That was a good one. And that's what he does. That's what you guys see. All his vlogs are done by an Apple, and it just, but it's just. Some people like it, some people don't. I will never get one again. I know Yogi will never get one again. I don't know. Fatal, are you pro Apple or?
No. Don't like Apple. Just not a fan.
Yeah, my two big problems with Apple is that they're overpriced products, and that they lie to their customers. Now, what they do well is they make a product that's very simple to use and functional and stylish out of the box, and that's fine. But the trade-off is that you lose freedom with that, the freedom to think for yourself and the freedom to have options. That's really the reality. This is why the term jailbreaking your phone, was coined on an Apple device, not an Android device, because you have to jailbreak it in order to really enjoy it if you want full control of the device. Now, you didn't really start hearing that until iPhones really became big. It's like, I'm gonna jailbreak it. Like, what's the point? Just get an Android. But anyway. So I don't want to belittle Apple people, but generally, most Apple people I know, my personal friends and family, they're folks that don't like messing with technology. They don't like being overwhelmed with options. They want something simple. They're not very tech savvy. They don't like going under the hood. They just want something that works and does what they want it to do. It's not that you can't do it on a PC or an Android or whatever, but they like the ease of use of Apple. And it's been like that for a while. That's why people in music business and, people that do videos still use Apple computers. Not because they're better at it. It's just that they can't figure out anything else. That's just a simple fact. But anyway, enough my Apple rant. I honestly, as much as I love Android, I still have times when I actually legit miss my BlackBerry. But BlackBerry didn't step up their game. If BlackBerry stuck to making devices and then maybe they had like an Android backend, that would have been the perfect device for me. And well, someday in the alternate future, alternate reality, I'm sure that's a thing. So anyway, the studio behind Advance Wars, which was one of my favorite mobile handheld games of all time, the studio is called Intelligent System, I believe. They're too busy with the Fire Emblem franchise and whatever else they're doing these days. So there's a company. Ooh, Tiger Claw, thanks for the host. Appreciate that, buddy. So they've been busy, and it looks like Advance Wars may never come back. So there's a two-man team based out of Japan, if I'm not mistaken, that's spearheading an independent spiritual successor called Tiny Metal. And there's a playable demo for it. It looks very promising. It took a lot of the things from Advance Wars, but it has like more polish and it's 3D, but it still has that little cartoony feel to it. I'm really excited about this. But of course, again, back to the age of entitlement, people are just shitting all over this. They're like, oh, they have a Kickstarter. I never heard of these two guys. And I'm just sitting there like, isn't it the point of Kickstarter to like for people that are starting from square one to be able to fund a project. Because an angel investor, a venture capital firm, is not gonna invest in you if you don't have a proven track record or some kind of credentials. But then you go to Kickstarter, you go to crowdfunding. That's the whole point. So it just burns me up the stupid things people just spew from their mouth. So anyway, it was even funnier. They say that I never heard of these guys. Well, they've worked on projects like Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Secret of Mana, and a bunch of other stuff. So they're not like complete noobs either. So it's like, why? Like, you're pledging what, $5-10 on average for a Kickstarter? It's not gonna kill you. And if everybody does that through collective economics, people have a chance to make their dreams come true. Like, this is a big deal. So even if it's this game not on your radar, there's a very interesting lesson here about the general stupidity of people. And it's like people will say, "Oh, I'll wait for this to launch." Well, it may not launch because you're too cheap. And, meanwhile, you're drinking your, $7 cup of coffee, and wearing your $300 pairs of sneakers. And, like, well, I'm not gonna put any money in a Kickstarter. I never really heard these guys. Like, stop it. Anyway, did I lose you guys completely with my rant? Jesus Christ. Yeah, so quiet. That's creepy.
Oh, we're just gonna let you talk, man.
No, I was checking the sound levels and like connection status. I'm like, is this thing still on? I was about to tap it. Did you guys catch the season finale of Mr. Robot? Anybody?
No, I didn't. Fatal?
No spoilers. No spoilers.
I will not spoil it, but holy crap, man. I mean, I kind of, like, I speculated in my head, like, there's a few ways they could really wrap this up this season to make us go, oh, shit. And they definitely did one of those things. But still, when it happens, you're like, wow. But what was really cool, what was an extra nice treat is that after the season finale of Mr. Robot, they had an advanced screening of the new show on USA called Falling Water, which is so fucking weird. It's brilliant. And it was commercial free. That's coming in October 15th, I think. And I think it's gonna take over the slot that Mr. Robot was in. And was that Tuesday, Wednesday, I believe. And they also were showing teasers from the anime to live action film translation, Ghost in the Shell, starring Scarlett Johansson's Bottom. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See, now I got your attention. They had like 3 different teasers, and it looks pretty intriguing. I mean, people are like, "Oh, it doesn't look like it's true to the cartoon," and blah blah. But how bad can it be? Scarlett Johansson's in it. I mean, all right. I know some people said Lucy was really bad, but still, I'm partial to her. Like, she's nice eye candy, so I don't know. It could be a movie of her just eating the apple and farting the whole time, and I'd probably watch it. Not gonna lie.
I wouldn't. That's nasty. No, a banana and queefing? That's even better.
But that works. Which, by the way, one of my favorite movies with her, going back to the whole Japanese theme we've been having tonight, like, that was not on purpose either, but it just worked out that way. But Lost in Translation, I love that movie. Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, oh man, can't go wrong.
All right.
Let's see. Firewatch for Xbox One has been delayed until the end of the month. I think the specific date is September 30th. But only in Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. Everybody else has the game. I found this is interesting that it appeared in so many news feeds and so many media outlets, because I'm like, is this news? But I brought it up, though, because it doesn't seem like the kind of game that people are really clamoring for, is it? Now, I know this game is a critical darling. I'm looking at it, like, it does have a really cool art style. So a lot of people were calling it kind of like that New Deal FDR style kind of artwork, kind of on the cusp of what you would see in like a BioShock game. And I see that. It's definitely a good looking game. I don't know. The more I look at these walking simulators and these interactive movies, I'm like, is this really what people want, or are we just that bored? Like, I don't know. I guess I'm more discerning with my tastes, but it looks cool, you know. In a make believe world where I have an endless supply of disposable income, I'd buy games like this and play it for a few minutes and then ignore it, never play it again, and not feel bad about it. But in the real world, it's a pass. At least for me. Too many great games to play right now as it is. So I don't know. That's just me. Some quick deals for cheap bastards. Assassin's Creed Chronicles China is available on Xbox Live Games with Gold, along with Earthlock, which I talked about last episode 144, HorsePLAY Live, and Mirror's Edge, which is an Xbox 360 backwards compatible title. We talked about Halo Forge, the free bundle that's on Windows 10. It basically lets you play all the maps and all the custom modes, and also create custom maps, the custom modes, and do multiplayer only, but there's no single player option. So I'm like, well, it's basically everything you would want from a Halo game, because who does single player really? I don't know. Yeah, I guess you can't do the campaign. Okay, I'm fine with that. There's another deal I saw, and I forgot to write it down in the notes. That's basically it. You guys ready to talk some football?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. I'm ready.
So, so sign us in, Obi. You know what to do at this part.
No, I don't, because I'm not even paying attention.
Oh my goodness.
Quickie. Fantasy football week 3. Picking up where we left off last week. Go through some trends, players, narratives. Yeah, we seem developing over the last over week 3. I can say right now, before I go any further, Blades' week 3 is looking pretty dismal, and my week 3 is looking pretty dismal. Like, I'm getting people like suspended left and right. Homeboy's getting hurt. Like, we're gonna run out of. Like, I'm glad this is a small league this year, because we're gonna run out of players.
There is a lot more depth in that waiver wire than people realize.
Oh yeah.
So that's one thing.
The waiver, dude, I already told everybody, like, the waivers for this league, there is none. You just make the trade. If you can make the trade and put him back in your spot. Now, I do want to give her props. I want to give her fucking huge prop. Flabber Abbers, it's Abby. She still does not have a quarterback in, and she almost beat me. Like,
I tweeted her too.
I was like, hey, put your quarterback in. And then of course Kills is playing T. Tyler instead of Cam Newton, which is just crazy.
Oh my goodness.
I'll let Fatal start this, because might be a little bit.
Well, by the way, if you guys, this might be a recurring thing. We might even spin this off into a mini podcast. If you want more insights from a more casual perspective, I listen to the fantasy football, I listen to the Audible, I listen to RotoWire, all those podcasts, and they're fantastic. But they're usually like really hardcore. I mean, they're talking about playing in leagues where they're like each transaction is costing you like $5 to $50. Like, I'm like, yeah, not at that level, buddy boy. That's too much. But it's still great insight. So if you want some of our more accessible information, you can ask us questions at Geeky Antics. Use the hashtag the gang or hashtag fantasy football, and then tag one of us. Let's jump into existing conversations. Email us, mail@geekyantics.net. We'll theory craft with you, because we're not pretending to be experts, but that's part of the fun, is just speculating. It's kind of like the same stuff we do with WWE. Is like, again, like, even though this isn't much about the drama, there are narratives there. Like, you look at these game scripts and you're like, there's a story there. Like, what happened there?
Well, you're not an expert, but we kind of consider ourselves experts in wrestling. I'm just putting it out there for me. I don't know how he feels. But I'm sure, pretty sure he's gonna tell you yes, 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 yes.
I don't know. The only thing this week I felt is screw Adrian Peterson.
So yeah,
The lowest amount of points I think I could have expected.
well, Adrian Peterson's this is what his 9th season or something already. He's like 33 or something.
Okay.
So he's kind of no. I'm saying like, the talent's there, but it's like one of those unfortunate things. Like the NFL is a young man's league. It's not like MLB where you can really push the limit and still have those huge games, right? And I hate it, but I and this is we might as well jump into it. You know, we just kind of going through a quick list here of overhyped, overvalued, undervalued, or just right. And Adrian Peterson on paper is top 5 running back, right? But I think this year he's going to be more around number 20, overall. That's if he even plays because he can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because, I mean, this is like a phenomenal play. Like, when you see him just do his thing, like, there's no one like AP. Not even Marshawn Lynch was able to do the things that AP has done on the ground. And he can make catches, too.
Barry Sanders was.
So, it's a shame. I think this is like – it's just like another player I like, Antonio Gates. I know it's a different position, but, he's getting – in the older, he's NFL old, and he's close to retiring. There's not really the incentive for him to have those really blowout games because, like, I think at this point they're not in a contract year, they're not looking to play for much longer. So I look at those kind of players and I'm like, that really should impact their value. Like, really, for Antonio Gates, like, he's not up for renewal. He said his contract is up, I think, in 2018, 2019. I don't think he's going to be playing past that. He's a great player. He still has the upside. He still has the big games, but he's not the Antonio Gates we knew. I think Adrian Peterson's going to run into the same thing. Some of the more younger talent out there, Stephon Diggs, this is his second year, right? He was a rookie last year, right?
Yes, I believe.
Anybody know Ravens, Sam Bradford's main target? Anybody? No? Okay, good to talk.
What?
Stephon Diggs, I'm going to say, is still kind of undervalued, and I
amazing.
expect big things from him. But some people are going to be selling high on him because he's had some, well, at least especially week 2, he had a huge game. Antonio Brown was disappointing, but he's still, top 5 overall in any format. But man, he killed me last week. Like, he had like 5 points in like just about any format. Like, wow. This is that guy that usually does 20, 30 points a week.
I do want to say before we get too much into this, it is Onyx Titans versus Geeky Antics PP Touchers this week, which is me versus Yogi, guys. So.
Oh yeah, let me check that. I think we had some games tonight. As I drop shit on my desk, I'm gonna check the score. Actually, I don't think either one of us had a player that played tonight. Let's check the game center.
No, I don't. I have Sunday and Monday, and then you have Sunday and Monday too. So you got 2 people on Sunday or on Monday, and I have 1.
You're projected to win.
I am projected to win.
I'm scared of. I'm scared on your team. I'm scared of Devontae Freeman, because I know he's had some underwhelming games, but I still think he's still one of the best running backs of our time. And if they give him the workload and he's feeling it, that dude is scary. The problem is they kind of have a committee approach right now at the Falcons, and they also kind of seem to be leaning a little more heavily on the passing game, especially getting their tight end Jacob Tammy more involved, which I anticipate his value is going to go up.
Right. Well, and I have a second. I have with Matt Stafford too. I took out Russell Wilson last week, and I'm glad he did. Russell Wilson only come up with like 11 points. Matt Stafford had 29. So I'm like, I'm sorry. I know we all hate the Lions, blah, 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 but ultimately that is my favorite team still. And I got to pick him up, and he's been working for me. They've lost. They're 1-1, but I mean, actually, they're 0-2. Actually, they lost against 1 point last week, but it's just he's been working. Greg Olson's been working for me. Jay Matthews has been working for me. The only person that I'm very, very skeptical on even keeping is my kicker from Seattle. Like, homeboy's scheduled to get like 12 to 15 points every single week. 2, week 1. 5, week 2. Now,
see, Russell Wilson is one of those guys that on paper, I'm like, that's sexy. But I don't know what's going on
but
with
on the
Seahawks.
field, he is shit. I just want to put that out there.
I think it's not really him though. Like watching those replays, I think it's his offensive line. They're not giving him enough time to do those big plays that he's known to do. There's something that's not jiving there because they have the talent, but it's like I don't know. They're out of sync. Something. It's weird, man. Like this is not the Seahawks team we've grown accustomed to in the past couple of seasons. So, and I know they don't have Marshawn Lynch, but that shouldn't be as big of a factor.
Well,
And he's talking about he's still talking about maybe coming back. So
I don't know. I'm kind of leery about changing my lineup right now. I mean, I changed a couple of people. Like I who did I change out? I think I changed out A. Robinson for I think Floyd. Because basically Baltimore has given up the least amount of, or third least amount of passing, and Buffalo has given up the third most. So why not trade it in for a week and see how it does me? But it'll be an interesting week. And then I know Flabber Abbers is actually playing our top dog. And I'm gonna say our top dog because he has a super strong team. He's playing there. She's playing Dragon with Rumpelstomp, and then Kills Bills is actually gonna be playing Blades, which Blades is up on him 14-9, and Flabber Abbers has already got almost 15 points. Like she gets crazy points, and it's got her to basically after 1:30, 2 o'clock, it has her starting to lose and never catching back up.
yeah, she's sitting on so much good talent, it's killing me.
Well, she doesn't have it. Like, I mean, and we know we love you, Abby, we do. But like no quarterback slot. I mean, you have Marshall from New Jersey, hasn't practiced in almost a week. I mean, it's just, and then she's got Andy Dalton on the bench. She's got Drew Brees on the bench.
She traded Cam Newton for Drew Brees, which that's actually a 1-to-1 trade.
That is a good trade, but neither of them.
But she said them.
Both of them, Hills and Abby's have Drew Brees and have Cam Newton on the bench. It's like neither like Kills barely stuck out and beat me. Like it was like 114.9 to 113.8 or some shit. I mean, I barely lost.
Fun fact: me and Dragons are the only two teams that are 2-0.
Not after this week. All right, bro.
Rumpelstiltskin. Oh yeah, you calling me out? All right, we'll see.
I am calling you out, dude. There is one thing I'm probably gonna change, but I'm not gonna tell you yet. So got a couple of days yet.
Well, let's go through this list real quick. Everybody just say yay or nay on each of these players. So, Julio Jones, yay or nay?
Who?
Julio Jones, Falcons. All right, if you don't know him, don't say anything. Yay. I say yay. All right. Eli Manning, yay or nay?
Nay.
What? Okay. Thank you. Eli is
fantasy-wise, okay? Like actual football, that's a whole other thing. But fantasy football-wise, I think he's a good standard, very workhorse. I like the workhorse players.
Well, and they're really going pass heavy, so there's lots of opportunities for some high upside kind of things. Look, he's got the targets. And another thing, people laugh at when I picked up Eli Manning and Matt Ryan in most leagues. And you know what? Right now, the top 5 fantasy quarterbacks in a lot of formats. So suck it. Aaron
You know?
Rodgers has been disappointing.
I'm gonna go nay.
What do you guys think about year and nay on him?
Nay.
He could come back. I think Aaron Rodgers could come back.
But it's been nay so far.
I'm gonna go nay.
Mm-hmm.
I say yay going forward, but nay, like the past couple of weeks has been like, wow.
By the way, Yogi, I do have one quick question.
Yeah.
Do you know who has Manning in our league?
I think I saw him. No. That's
Dragon.
another league.
Dragon.
No.
I don't know who has him.
Wait, don't you have Manning?
I do. What a coinky dink.
Didn't he suck the last 2 weeks?
Actually, he's been all right, like considering. But
Damn,
this
dude.
week, I expect him to put up good numbers. So I'm looking to take down kills with it.
Oh yeah, look at that. This could be the week where you bounce back. Because
As long as my players can stay healthy, like I have a couple of did not practice, limited practices. I've got guys who have been on injure. Of course, I picked up Tom Brady as a reserve after week 5 when the suspension goes up. So
yeah, he's a good stash, definitely. You got Gronkowski too. God, you have a lot of freaking injuries. You got Dante Moncrief. Oof.
yeah, dude.
Dude, your whole team is like in the freaking like hospital right now.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
my bench is all just like they're talking to each other in the intensive care ward of what the hell happened. That's what happened to my first 2 weeks is
But
between
you got
injuries and damages.
But you got DeMarco Murray. That's a good one. And you got freaking CJ Anderson. Oh yeah.
Mhm.
You're good at running. What's gonna kill kills? You should have this one because he's got Todd Gurley, who I want to be a better player than he has been, but he's just not getting the work that he needs to really do things.
Dude, if he
And
had
Randall
Cam
Cobb.
Newton in, I hate to say it, I'm pretty sure I'd lose this week.
He's sitting kept.
He is.
Oh.
He's sitting Cam Newton for Taylor, who's got the matchup against Arizona. Like that's just bad pool. Bad pool.
Well, let me tell you, the Bills, as shitty as they've been, they're gonna be one of those teams that's gonna cause major upsets because they have talent if they get their shit together. But like, you know,
But I like them stronger for their running game than their passing game right now.
that's true. But like, you know, I don't know. Their backfield's a little suspect. I think they're gonna be more in the air because I liked them a lot when they had like CJ Spiller. I don't know. It's you know, I think they're struggling a little bit. There, something's got to give, but they're gonna surprise people. I just have this feeling it's gonna be one of those things like you lost to the Bills. Randall Cobb is gonna give you the win more than likely. Great player, but you know you have Aaron Rodgers that's struggling. He's passing the ball a lot more. Like the thing is, like it's almost like the Saints offense where everyone's getting involved, but not effectively. Because like James Starks got targets, and I'm like, really? He's still playing for them? And Randall Cobb got like one target, maybe. I think it was the last Packers game was really weird. I think he got this game on lock. Anyway, let's continue with the list. So we talked about Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. How about Dwayne Allen, tight end, Indiana? Anybody?
I'm gonna nay
I
that.
don't know.
I'm gonna it because there's not much
Really?
depth on T position and tight end, and I think he still has the upside to justify him. Now, if you have, I don't know, really, there's not really many standout players. I mean, I think I'd put Jacob Tamme, Greg Olsen, just Jason Witten, right? Kelsey. Kelsey would definitely go ahead of him. But who else would like really a tight end? Who else would really warrant starting job on fantasy? Oh, Pitta. Pitta's a tight end, isn't he?
Not sure.
Dennis Pitta?
Maybe?
Yeah, so there's not that many options on tight end, and I think if you could pick up Dwayne Allen off the waiver wire. He's a really good stash. Really good bye week play, maybe even a flex play in PPR. So don't sleep on him. Will Fuller, yay or nay?
Fuller?
Don't judge it off the night's play because that was pretty disappointing. He scored like 7, 8 points in most leagues, sadly. I'm gonna say as a nay.
I mean, if he's de-escalating hard now, there's no way I'm gonna be like, oh, that seems dumb.
I think it's a fluke tonight, but the Texans, they tend to be really pass heavy. So any team that's gonna pass the ball around a lot, and then you have a primary target, that's always a good play in my book. Especially if you're playing from behind most of the time, you're gonna pass. So I think you want to at least stash Fuller. Spencer Ware. This is a tricky one because Jamal Charles is supposed. Some people are saying he's starting this week, but even if he does, they're gonna probably like ease him into the role. I jumped the gun and I gave up Ware in one of my leagues, but I'm stashing him wherever else I can. I don't know. I like him a lot. He's got a lot of talent. He can make catches and run the ball well. So yeah, or nay on Spencer Ware.
I'm gonna go yay.
I'm gonna stick with nay on that.
Really? Okay.
Really?
I'm a yay. I think he's actually gonna be more consistent than Jamal Charles right now.
We'll see.
Dak Prescott.
Yay.
Anybody? I say yay too. I like him better than Tony Romo right now.
I will absolutely agree there.
Des Bryant is a firm nay from me. I think
Nay.
he's overhyped, and I don't know. I don't see the big hype. I don't think he's gonna have the upside people think he will. What about you, Oolong?
I
He's
don't know.
got talent.
That's one I'm not ready to give up on, honestly. Probably
He's got the
should,
talent.
but
He's had some drops though, and they're not using him effectively. I feel like they're talking about like giving him shorter routes, easier routes to run. Like they're trying to like.
we might see him stronger come like playoff time or like heading into mid to late season. He might be a good mid pickup, like a mid-season.
I think Dez's price right now is higher than what he's worth. Like if you get him on the cheap, like I don't know, maybe trade a Fuller for him. Then that's sure. But like if this was a guy that you spent like a early round pick, like round 5 or earlier, I feel sorry for you. I don't see it. Now he is good for a certain minimal amount of points. I think he's good for at least 8 points a week. But like that upside isn't really there right now. I just don't see it. He's not gonna have those explosive 20, 30-point games like some of these other receivers are gonna have in PPR. The Gronk, Rob Gronkowski. Gronkowski. That's a hard name for me. Yeah or nay?
I really, because he's on my team, I want to say yay, and I want him to not, quit getting hurt. But damn, dude, he has just been the most disappointing draft I've had so far, other than Adrian Peterson.
Well, he's still the number 1 TE out there. Problem is that he can't stay healthy. That's the sad part. And this is one of those sad things where like he was really high on the ADP, but that's a player you should have like gotten in like round 4 at the earliest because tight ends are not used as often, and then he has health issues. His value is too high for what he is. But you definitely want to stash him if you have him. I wouldn't give him up. He's a beast. The funny thing, like 2 seasons ago, I picked him up and he was like a sleeper. No one even had him on his radar. And I just had a gut feeling. I said, this Rob Gronkowski guy, I have a good feeling about it. I picked him up and he ended up being a freaking superstar. Now he can't stay healthy. The whole hang on to that one. You'll get it. You'll get it, man. You'll get use out of him.
You're a dick.
No, Gronk is awesome.
I just want to put that out there. You're kind of a dick. Like, pal, you're gonna get it.
I'm hoping. I'm actually gonna hold on to him just because he's Gronkowski. Like, but at the same time, if I don't see something by probably mid-season, I'm going to expect to drop him or trade him. Now, if you want to trade, I mean, we could talk. Come mid-season.
I mean, honestly, even at face value, people will trade. He'll still sell pretty high, even though he has that production. Like we have the space to stash him, so that might be a good trade. Yeah.
Do we honestly have the space to actually? I can't find.
So a similar tale as someone that used to be on the same team with Gronk, Danny Woodhead. Or you say Obi?
I can't. What extra space are we talking about here? Like, cause
we got pretty decently, like not super deep benches, but we got extra space to wiggle to play with, and we have the IR slot. So if someone gets injured, you can put them in that slot, and we'll take up a bench spot.
I don't even see the IR spot. I don't.
Are you on the mobile app or the website?
Website.
I think on the website it won't show unless you actually have someone that's on IR that's actually be injured reserve, not questionable. Which that's another thing that confuses people is like questionable. They got rid of the probable status because pretty much probable meant they were gonna play. So now everything's questionable, even if all they do is have if all they have is like a bad itch.
Right. Well, it's to the point where you have to basically, with so many people getting hurt, so many people kind of, they didn't practice, and then you got limited practice, and then did not practice at all. Like you actually have to wait till Sunday at about 11:30 to change your roster up. Because honestly, I really think D'Angelo Williams will do something this week. Devontae Freeman, I have both of those guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I also have Jeremy Langford from Chicago, which has been averaging like 19 points like, do I want to put him in, or do I want to? It's kind of the point where it's telling me not to play D'Angelo Williams and put, I think, Tavius Murray from Oakland and put him in. But he's like, even projections, it says, Williams is going to get more than him. I mean, it weirds me out a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tricky. And I think the hard rule is that the players have to be declared. What is it? Is it a half hour or hour before game time for kickoff?
It's at game time. So as long as it's at, because game time is 12:05.
No, but game time decision doesn't literally mean at kickoff. They have to declare a half hour, I think, at least before they field them.
Oh yeah, declare you basically hit submit, and that's the last time you can hit it is 12 o'clock.
No, I mean the teams. If they say someone's on if someone's questionable status, they have to say if the person's going to play or not for that game. The team managers.
That'll be by that's an hour.
It is an hour, yeah.
11 o'clock Eastern.
So yeah. So one thing I've learned the hard way: don't go by NFL's website. You would think they'd be the definitive source, but a lot of times you'll be better off going to the Twitter feeds for the different teams.
You go yeah, that too, but ESPN actually contracts with the different teams to make sure that they're the first to know. Like as soon as something happens, you post it to.
Really, I found ESPN to be slow as fuck. Are you on their Twitter feed or watching the channel?
I'm on the Twitter feed, but I'm also watching fantasy football at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
On Fox. So I'm watching the fantasy because that's most of my if I'm going to change somebody out or add a player or drop a player or doing whatever, it's at 11 o'clock. because unless I have a Thursday game, then I'm watching pretty close to that actual team's Twitter. But for the most part, it's all about. I just watch the ESPN because they basically break it down for you at 11 o'clock on. Second, at 11 o'clock on Sunday, they'll actually come up and put in there. They'll actually have the fantasy football hour. If you're playing a game, this is what if you have this guy and he's on your bench, you're gonna want to play him because he instead of the third wide receiver on a team, he got bumped up to number 2. Well, the third wide receiver is the slot receiver, and that's only when there's 3 wide receivers on the team or on the field. 90% of all of every team, basically.
Miami's going with the three receiver set. Aren't they doing that a lot now?
But I'm saying I believe so. I think they're playing slot. But you think about 99% of the teams, 100% of the teams at least have 2 wide receivers on the field. One or 2. If it's a pass, run, or whatever, there's always 2 wide receivers on the field. Well, ESPN might say, hey, this guy got bumped up from 3 to 2, so expect him to play more. If he's a 10-point guy and he's kind of on your roster to have that extra running back with that extra wide receiver, he'll be able to, you'll be able to switch him out real quick and then, maybe get a few extra points. So the league that we're going to be starting, I know, what did I say? It was October. When?
I have a notes here. You said October 15th.
October 15th, right? So
week 6 is
week 6 is going to be the number one. And this is something that me and Yogi are going to get together and we're actually going to talk about, prior to doing this. But
we should do dual quarterback. That's fun as fuck.
To have both quarterbacks in at once.
2 quarterbacks. I'm doing on one of my leagues.
We'll talk
it's
about
hilarious.
It. Now, what I want to say before, because we're going to get into a little bit more discussion, but what I want to say is if anybody wants to play, you got to let us know. We're actually going to be, if I can get time with Yogi. I know he's a busy guy, and I've been busier than crap this last couple weeks with the organization and everything, but when we get together this week, we'll actually have a definitive decision on what we're going to do, and we'll maybe go over it next horseplay. On what the league is going to be. It's going to be, I want 16 teams, guys. So 16 people. I don't care if you're already in a league. Yogi's in 3. So he's going to try to do it.
Actually, in more.
Yogi will try. I don't know if I've convinced Blades or not to actually play with us, but I think he's going to try, and then I know Dragon will, and I know Kill said he wanted to do it. So I haven't talked to Abby lately, so I don't know if she wants to, but we're going to have, we got at least 4 people right now. So if you guys want to, we definitely want 16 teams. That's 4 teams per division for 4 divisions. Top 2 make it to the playoffs, and so on.
Well, at least 10, 12. I think that's a good number.
Okay, 12.
16 is really hard to do.
12 minimum. Really, 12 minimum, because I really want, we got 2 divisions right now, and there's only 6 teams, so there's only 3 of us. So basically, I think I have it set up for the top 2 to make it for the playoffs, but, that's, it's all good. But this is the first year of the TSE League, so that it'll be actually bigger next year, so, and basically it'll be taking the spot of the new one that we're starting. So we'll only have 1, or I'll only have 1, and then I'll be actually, providing I can get the message from Yogi. It was my fault probably, but providing I get it, I'll be doing well with him with Geeky Antics too. So anyway, Yogi, next topic.
So Danny Woodhead out for the season. I'm still really big on him. Shame that he's out. I'm gonna miss him.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are big on him? Yay, nay?
Woodhead.
If you have to think about it, it's a nay.
I'm gonna say nay because it's one of those things where I really didn't like him in the beginning, just because of his attitude and what he brought to the table. What he brought to the table was good. He knew his position, knew what he was doing, but it just the attitude really threw me off.
Pass catching running back, though. A lot of these people, are not no Boy Scouts. A lot of these guys are have shitty attitudes. I mean, but for fantasy purposes, he's great. Brandon Marshall, yeah or nay?
I don't know. What'd you say?
I gotta say,
Yay for Brandon Marshall.
I want to say yeah because I love the guy. I've seen him do some amazing stuff, but I have a feeling again he's another one of those guys that's great on paper, but is not going to really deliver what we'd hope for him.
Dude.
And it might be big part of it might be the team he's on, but we shall see. Willie Snead, Saints.
No idea who he is.
One of the many targets in New Orleans, or New Orleans, if you prefer.
See, and that in itself would be a nay for me.
But the difference with this one is that he's actually being consistently targeted. Last week he did 24 points for me. That's not too bad.
Nice.
Or was it 30? Something like that. So Willie Snead still available in a lot of leagues. I know I've said before, avoid Saints players because Drew Brees spreads the ball around a lot. But this is one of the players on the offense that we'll trust. He's a preferred target. There's chemistry there. We were talking about Adrian Peterson, Arian Foster, another disappointment. I think the talent's still there, but man, he just can't stay healthy. He got a bad toe, rusty knee, ball cheese. I mean, Jesus. I don't know.
Not getting performances. I mean, dude, I don't think he's broken 8 points so far.
And it's such a stark contrast from what he was in his rookie year. Like, he was a beast.
Forget rookie year. Let's look what he was doing, 1 or 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, I mean,
rumble, dude. Just
even
rumble.
Even half of that I'd be happy with. But I'm fortunate I don't own him in any leagues, but I still would feel like I would want to stash him just because I know the player he can be. And I can't get away from that narrative. Legarrette Blunt.
Blunt.
That was fuck up his name. Yeah or nay on him?
Don't even know who he is.
Patriots?
Oh, no clue.
I'd say yay for LeGarrette Blunt. He could, I mean...
Yeah. I'd say yay too. Strong offense.
It's close, honestly. I could go either direction with it, but I'll give him the yay.
The guy that I like better that's still on waiver wires as well is Giovanni Bernard. I think he has more upside. And he's looking good making those catches as well. So anytime a running back can also be a target in the air, I'm all for it. So I'm yay with Giovanni Bernard. Even if his team isn't that great. Nothing from you guys? No.
No. I mean, I pretty much like I said, he's right on that edge, dude. Like, because the problem is, I could have the greatest player on earth, but if I don't have a good enough team to let him showcase his talent, then
take the
he's
risk
gonna fall
on him.
short. It'll hurt his It'll hurt his numbers.
Yeah, that's true. Well, how about D'Angelo Williams, Obi's boy? I gotta say yay on him. I would like to own him.
Oh, I can't wait for Obi to chime in on D'Angelo Williams.
The silence.
D'Angelo Williams, homie. Oh, what a guy.
How about Lamar Miller? I said yay. And this week I say nay on him though.
Just this week.
Well, see, that's another thing that's really weird this year. Latavius Murray is good too, and that's a tough one. Yeah. I don't know. Dallas is pretty terrible. Period this year. But anyway, how about Lamar Miller? Yay or nay? I'm gonna say yay on him. I'm gonna say yay on him. Partly because I own him in a few leagues. Last one I have listed here is Jordy Nelson. Packers.
No idea.
He's back from a long injury.
Oh, nay.
Break.
He's a
He's
nay.
doing good.
I'm gonna go nay too.
Really?
Yeah, just because Packers, and I'm a Bears fan, so he can bite me.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
go.
care. That's the best season ever. You all say.
Yeah, I'm gonna
He's
go.
looking
I'm gonna
good
go
out
nay
there,
too.
though.
I'm gonna go nay too. Just because of, when somebody comes back from an injury, I'm always skeptical.
Well, he's been back for a couple of weeks, and he's doing really well.
Yeah, we'll see.
He's looking good, man.
I'm going.
He's definitely the feature receiver over there in the Packers. All right, so there's been a lot of injuries. Just going through them real quick. These are ones that make us cry the most. Keenan Allen, Jamal Charles is still nursing his injury. I don't know if he's going to be 100% when he finally plays. Garoppolo, great quarterback, but Danny Woodhead, Chris Ivory, when is he coming back? Arian Foster on and off. Gronkowski, we talked about. Rashad Jennings on the Giants. My New York team. What's up, man? What's going on? Stay healthy, please. But there's some good options still in the Giants, if with Jennings hurt. Adrian Peterson. I mean, the list goes on and on. It just seems like everybody's made out of gingerbread, especially now with this designation of questionable being used more often. It's like all you see is Qs all over the place. And it's kind of scary, even though you know that those Qs could just be the probables, and they're pretty much 99% guaranteed to play. Some value pickups we recommend. Tyrell Williams, San Diego Chargers, still a lot of potential there. I know what's his name, Benjamin is still the main target there, but they have a lot of options there. And Phillip Rivers, man, he's been spreading the ball around a lot and effectively, and that team's looking good. Even with Keenan Allen out, even with now Woodhead out, they're still doing things, man. So I think Tyrell Williams is going to have increased value as their options wind down a bit. And they signed a new player, didn't they? Didn't the Chargers sign Dexter McCluster? They're going to do like a committee approach with Melvin Gordon. Is that the case? Something like that I was reading up on. So Chargers is going to be a team to watch, man. They're a big surprise this year. And I've always been a fan, but especially this year, I think people are underestimating how effective they'll be for fans and also for fantasy, definitely for fantasy. Another value pickup on the Giants, right? Yeah, Shane Vereen. Not on that many people radars, but he's good for at least 6 to 8 points if you're in a pinch, worth picking up. And I have a feeling his workload's going to increase, so that's another thing to think about, especially with Jennings not staying healthy. Sam Bradford. I'm surprised a lot of people are not picking up Sam Bradford from the waiver wire. Really solid quarterback. He broke records on his debut as a quarterback. Like he was the first. I forgot what the stat was, but the first quarterback to debut with the team and do X, whatever X was. I mean, he had an amazing game. He made some mistakes, but he looked good out there. So Sam Bradford, you don't have him on your radar, you should have him on your radar. Just saying. Some other value pickups: Matt Jones, Mike Wallace, Dennis Pita, Julian Edelman is for some reason on waiver wires in some leagues. Sterling Shepard, same thing, kind of weird. Now I know we gotta start wrapping up, but some sell high prospects. These are people that might be reaching their peak, and you might want to get rid of them now before their value drops. One of my picks is Willie Snead. I love him, but again, it's like one of those risky things. If you don't have a better option, hold on to him. But again, I think Beta was kind of referring, kind of alluding to it. you can't trust the Saints players because Drew Brees spreads the ball so much, which is part of the reason it's infuriating owning some of the players. And then like Mark Ingram, like yeah, if he gets the ball, he'll be great, but if he gets the ball, that's the problem.
Yeah, big
Uh,
if.
Dak Prescott with Tony Romo coming back soon. Probably tend to sell him off high while he still has some games left. But again, there's always a risk with these things. But if you could get a really nice stud or a 2-for-1 trade, might be worth it. Another one, I know you'll love this one because you hate the Packers. Eddie Lacy, get rid of him. I'm stashing him in like one league because I kind of have to, but it's like they don't really use him. He's great at running. Once he picks up steam with a rush, like there's no stopping him. But like the Packers don't seem to want to really use him as much. So I don't know what the deal is there. That offense is weird. Randall Cobb, similar story. Brandon Marshall, again, I don't know. I say this with reservations, but I think it might be time to sell him high while you still can. Maybe pick him up for a more reliable wide receiver or to fill up a gap you have in another position. Devontae Parker, I want to believe the hype. He had a nice week, scoring around 19 points, fantasy points in a lot of leagues or more. But I still have trouble trusting him. Same thing with like Mike Evans and Marcus Whedon. Are there any players you guys recommend that you don't trust enough to hold on to? Like the upside might be there, but you'd rather have someone that's more reliable. Frank Gore.
It's tough, dude. Like, not really. Like,
Well, a good option will be players that are filling in for a spot because someone's injured.
well, yeah, but that's just general. General fantasy strategy. Oh, this guy's injured. Let's pick his reserve off the waiver and.
Yeah, you sell them high while they still have the hot hand. You make an educated guess that they're probably gonna start dipping off or they're gonna be replaced. The player that gets them gets a couple of games out of them, and you get something you need. Everybody wins.
I mean, I hate to say it, but I don't know. No, I'm not gonna say it yet. Maybe if we review this at a future show, I'll bring it up, but don't want to give up on them yet.
You don't want to jinx it. You're not gonna speak it out loud. I got you.
I'm not even gonna throw it out into the ether.
Well, on NFL.com, they had some really cool kind of week 3 matchup reviews that I think are worth looking at. If you want a little more background there. It was interesting looking at the players that they had at as like a flex. And just, before we wrap up, just quickly looking at who they have as flex. Will Fuller they have as a flex. LeGarrette Blount is a flex. Who else? Let's see. They got Michael Floyd.
You drafted 3 defenses,
Three defenses,
Traeger.
first 3 rounds.
How's that working out for you?
Absolutely.
Autoplay videos are the worst. See, NFL, and I can't read your shit. Sorry, have to hear that. But they have check it out.
You?
They have a few interesting. What's that?
Was that you?
Yeah, that was the stupid autoplay video.
I thought I was like, damn, what am I? I'm watching like 3 YouTube videos right now. I'm like, damn it, which one is it?
Autoplay videos. Why do people still do this on websites? I wanted to read some of that stuff real quick, go through who they recommended sitting, and
Dude.
a lot of people we just talked about they had as flex plays. And I think D'Angelo Williams was one of those people. They don't feel confident in the starting position, but as a flex is okay. So this is interesting. Like good enough for flex, but not good in the top 2 slots at any position. It always cracks me up.
I don't know. I'll have to talk since I'm not playing Blades. Since I'm not playing Blades this week, I'll actually talk to him and see what he thinks. And of course, I'm gonna be I'm gonna be watching my ESPN and all that other stuff that I watch every week. So we'll figure it out. Right? I mean, like me and you, I'm slated for like 118. You're slated for like 113. So it's gonna be a really close week anyway.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't really trust those projections. I mean, if you really want to look at numbers that are going to give you an accurate picture, like go by the Vegas over/under type numbers and all that shit. Because these guys, their analysts look at crazy things like weather conditions, favorite color, how players tend to do when certain numbers are prevalent on the field, like weird shit like that. It's like they have all these statistics and they break it down to science. There's so much money on the line, but even then, like sometimes you have to make a judgment call. Like, do you look at the player's talent, their potential upside, the potential to be explosive? Do you play the matchup? Like, there's a lot of variables, and sometimes you just make a judgment call. And I think the way that I approach it is you go with the safe calls. The tried and true player, the proven players in if it's a close game, but if you're projected to be really behind the player, then you go for those riskier, high upside plays because you have to kind of, right? That's kind of how I look at it. So, and just a thing too, like if you look at the positional depth, there's still a lot of depth in quarterback, even the wide receiver. Now tight end and running back, that's where it's a little more slim picking, and you may have to make a good trade for. But most leagues you only play one tight end, so you're not really that hard pressed to do it anyway.
And I am trading. I am trading my quarterback. So if anybody wants him, have him.
Okay.
Give you a flex. Give me a flex pick for Russell Wilson, and you got it.
They need a good trading block
I hear
feature.
Fatal needs a good quarterback. But
you guys are rough on Eli, but Eli's a top 5 quarterback in fantasy. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he ain't
Matt
been
Ryan,
top 5 this week. What?
Matt Ryan's coming up too. I'm telling you.
Dude, I was looking at some of the free agents that like Matt Ryan's the number 1, and he's still a free agent. Like, what the fuck?
The only reason I haven't snagged them is because I just don't have the space to spare. Like, if I drop somebody, I'm gonna end up feeling guilty about it because someone's gonna be like, "Ooh, $100."
How can you how do you drop a player that you can't drop?
Oh, if it's a player on a can't drop list, you can't drop him. No.
Then how do I get the fuck rid of him?
Russell Wilson?
I don't want him. Like, I want to drop him. I tried to, and he's on the can't drop list.
You gotta trade him.
Fuck.
The only way. Yep.
Something behind your.
Well, make me an offer. I'm always willing to look at it.
Well, I have. I think it's a top 15, top 20 quarterback that I really see that he's gonna do something like more than Russell Wilson's gonna.
Well, don't forget about your bye week either, though. Quarterbacks are still a big portion of your production.
Oh yeah, but I have my starter in, so it's like I have my starter in, so it's not like it's not somebody that's actually going to, like, Russell's my secondary. We got to get going here.
Yes, we do. So good chat. Again, if you want to ask us some stuff in between the weeks, because we're on Thursday, is not the most ideal time to talk fantasy football since a lot of games are already in progress or took place already. So tweet us. Easy to find us. Hit us up on Facebook. We're gonna try to post more stuff on our Facebook page and keep the conversation going. Hey, who knows? Maybe we'll even make a fantasy football group if everybody gets involved.
Definitely. Before we do cut out, though, I do want to make sure I give shout-outs to at least one person. While doing my vlogs and stuff, there's a couple people that actually walk up to me and say, hey, you're a vlogger or you're a YouTuber, blah, blah, blah. And I just want to give him a shout out tonight, and it's basically Film Ingo TV, FILMTINGO TV. It's Jordan, Quentin, and Matt, and they do like stunts and pranks type things, but like decent, like good pranks, not like going up, in downtown Compton saying, "Hey, what's up, my neighbor?" Yeah, not shit like that, like he's gonna get shot. So, then he's actually getting ready to start maybe like a vlogging channel. So we'll let you know. But go check them guys out. Flamingo Film Ingo TV. It's right here on YouTube, or I'm there on YouTube. So go check him out. Hopefully, you guys, if you guys like him, let us know. Let him know, because he just started a YouTube channel, and then of course, what person is not gonna ask for a shout out? Of course, right? And what do? We give shout-outs whenever we're asked, just because the more the merrier, guys. You got more people that want to band together and do it, and I'm going to end up doing a collab with him here sometime before the end of the year, and we'll get that on YouTube and all that good stuff. So big shout-outs to those guys. You guys can find, I'll just do mine. You guys can find me, of course, at Obi1X2, TSC Obi-Wan Kenobi on YouTube, and of course on Twitter at TSC Obi-Wan. Yeah. Fatal Humble, where can people find you, sir?
All right. So looking for me, you can find me primarily streaming at twitch.tv/F8TL_Blades. You can find me on Twitter at two locations, F8TL Blades or TSC Blades. I'm going to be getting both of those up and active again. Other than that, all sorts of places. Sometimes I hang out and I'm just kind of around. Every now and again, the corner store. I don't know. You'll find me. If you're looking for me, you can find me.
Yep.
Word.
Yog, how about you? Where can I find you at, man?
I'm Yogizilla everywhere. Xbox Live, Steam, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, all that good stuff. And I'm getting back into more into the Xbox stuff. Want to get more into that, budget more time to game and just relax and reconnect with everybody. Can't always stay on the grind. So if you want to play games, let's connect. Let's do some stuff. We can talk more football or whatever. How about fall TV? A lot of good stuff coming out right now.
Definitely.
Gotham. Oh my God, Gotham. Oh, so good. Anyway.
Now, if you guys have any of your own thoughts that you'd like to add from any of our topics on the show tonight, no matter what it is, my OB on the podium moment, fantasy football, or just something we didn't even talk about, let us know. You guys can leave us a voicemail /text 646-801-2149. That's 646-801-2149. And or then we'll respond live. Now, you guys can also email us at mail@geekyantics.net. But for now, HorsePLAY Live is everywhere you listen to or download awesome podcasts, including allgames.com, Google Play Music to iTunes, Player FM, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio. A lot of them, so we're everywhere. Please take out a few minutes, thumbs up, favorite, subscribe, and share. Even better, we love some comments, reviews, guys. You have no idea how it helps the channels and the network grow just from those comments and reviews. It's quick, it's easy, it really helps us out. Huge thanks to all those who have been promoting our content. We really appreciate it. You guys like eye candy? So do we. You guys can check us out on YouTube and a highlight on Twitch, youtube.com/geekyantics, and right here on twitch.tv/geekyantics for the highlight. But here on Geeky Antics Network, in collaboration with All Games Radio Network, we have tons of shows that we cover with a wide spectrum of topics. We can't possibly plug them all, so we're not going to try. But you guys can go find your favorite show at geekyantics.net/schedule. And you can check out some of our flagship shows in our Twitch profile and aggregate feed over at geekyantics.net/podcasts. Don't forget, guys, the intros and outros for Geeky Antics and, of course, HorsePLAY Live is brought to you royalty-free by TechnoX. That's Techno with a K, technox.com. Go check him out. He's got thousands of songs and remixes that he's done himself, and you can use them for free. Hence the royalty-free. But for now, guys, we really appreciate you guys watching. If you guys are listening to us on allgames.com, the Dead Pixel Live Power Ranking Show is up followed by Knuckleballer Radio at Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Be sure to hang out in the chat room by clicking the live or the chat button. Now, our friends, remember, we say it every week, so we're going to keep reminding you, our friends at the B-Team Podcast, remember, they moved to Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on our unofficial sister network, All Games Radio Network. But as for us, guys, oh, yeah, don't forget, Thursdays at 9 as well, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here, actually not here, soon, hopefully, but on Gaming Death on Twitch. Go check them out. That's Chris Gannon. What's his partner's name? I forgot. Chris and Caleb, yes. Chris Gannon, Caleb, and Chris's girlfriend / wife / partners, whatever she is. We love you, dear. Go check them right out on Gaming Death, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursdays. That's right before HorsePLAY Live. So that's that from us, guys. This is Obi-Wan X2. Got my cohort, YogiZilla, and, of course, the third co-host, because he's not a guest anymore, Fatal Blades. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Dolph Ziggler for the win. I had to.
You mean sucks, right?
Boo.
Play the music. And guys, thank you very much. And guys, thank you very much for watching. This has been HorsePLAY Live, episode 145. As from me, Obi-Wan X2, or TSC Obi-Wan, YogiZilla, and all the crew here at GeekyAntics.com. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. And remember, if you want to be a part of us, all you got to do is say so. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Potatoes.